Ciao, ciao, dosto. Claudio Ranieri has got Roma on a 18-match unbeaten run. मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया इस बारे में बात नहीं कर रही है, इसलिए तो हम हमारा धंधा चला रहे हैं, हमारा दुकान चला रहे हैं, बिकॉज हम बात करेंगे अबाउट एन इनक्रेडिबल अचीवमेंट बाय सर डॉन क्लाउडियो रैनियरी इन व्हाट कुड बी हिज फाइनल डांस इन फुटबॉल मैनेजमेंट. खैर, एक ओपनिंग तो है रोम के ही विसिनिटी में, द स्मॉलेस्ट कंट्री इन द वर्ल्ड. You know the position I'm referring to. Ranieri ideally should take up that role. But all jokes aside, let's have a look at what Ranieri has done at Roma, and also let's speak about Roma's 1-0 win against Internazionale Milano over the weekend after this. तो कृपया कुर्सी के पेटी बांधने के पहले, अगर आप नए हो मेरे चैनल में तो लाइक करना, वीडियो को सब्सक्राइब करना एंड शेयर करना. मैं इटालियन फुटबॉल के ऊपर कंटेंट बनाता हूं, बट ऑल्सो अदर फुटबॉल लीग्स एज वेल, अदर स्पोर्ट्स एज वेल. सो डेफिनेटली गिव इट अ वॉच, सपोर्ट करो भाई. छोटा कंटेंट क्रिएटर हूं, अब एक दिन बड़ा बनना है, वो भी आपके कारण, तो डेफिनेटली सपोर्ट कीजिए. So let's start with what Claudio Ranieri has been doing at Roma and how it has impacted the course of what could have been an absolutely disastrous season. जब सीजन की शुरुआत हुई थी, De Rossi था club legend, managing Roma. 4 games he was sacked. Ivan Juric came in. Roma were looking to get relegated. शिवम अपना जो एक खास दोस्त है, he sent this meme, which I'm going to put it up here. यार, Roma were in the ruins, literally. I would say relegation battle में जाने वाली थी. That's when Ranieri came in. Difficult 4 games, losing against Napoli to kick off things, losing against Atalanta, losing against Como, which would be the last loss that Roma would suffer in the season so far. उसके बाद में जो next 18 गेम आए हैं, I think Roma have shown that they have a resilient side to them. The players are performing, and it has to go down to Claudio Ranieri and his coaching. क्योंकि ये टीम अगर चैंपियंस लीग क्वालिफिकेशन के सिनेरियो में आज है, वो है रैनियरी के कारण. आज रोमा 6th है, but the top half is very competitive, as you can see, above Lazio in terms of head-to-head. Few games left, very, very difficult games coming up. We have a home game to Milan, away trip to Atalanta, starting off actually with a home game against Fiorentina next weekend, and to close things off the season, an away trip to Torino, which is a very difficult place to go. So 4 very difficult games. पूरा डेस्टिनी हमारे हाथ में नहीं है, क्योंकि we are also dependent on the results of Juve, Bologna, Lazio, everyone else in this mix. But if things go a bit here and there for Roma, थोड़ा सा लक मिले, थोड़ा सा हमको एक फॉर्च्यून मिले, so Champions League could be a realistic goal come end of the season. And this, मतलब just आप मेरे पुराने वीडियोस जाके देखो, just go back to my old videos, it was impossible. And Ranieri has come in, and we are dreaming about Champions League. He is going to give this team over to a coach who can take this team to another level. At least a top 4 consistently to hum target kar sakte hain. That is what Ranieri has done. And hence at the top of the video I said mainstream media iske bare mein baat nahi kar rahi hai, but this is nothing short of a miracle. I mean, to motivate these players and grind out those 1-0 results is very tough. And अगर आप Serie A या Calcio देख रहे हो, आपको पता है कि हर टीम कॉम्पिटिटिव है. एंड ये साइड रोमा का मैंने तो इतने सालों में, बहुत सालों के बाद मैंने देखा है, बिकॉज रैनियरी अपने फर्स्ट टर्म में भी ये कर रहा था कि ही वुड ग्राइंड आउट दोज रिजल्ट्स. 1-0 wins. With Roma, it's impossible, because the mentality of Roma players are, it's always been to concede late goals, to somehow screw up, to somehow cock up those 1-0 wins into draws, turn draws into defeats. That's historically been the mindset of this football club. But Ranieri has come and given that solidity, and here we are. And मैं जितने भी praise करूं, जितने भी गुणगान गाऊं Ranieri के बारे में, वो कम है यार. I mean, this is a guy who was enjoying his retirement after saving Cagliari, a sub-par team. With all due respect, Serie A B quality था उनका, but उनको relegation से बचाया. Ranieri chill कर रहा था, enjoy कर रहा था. But as you all know, or probably if you don't know, Ranieri is from Rome. He is a Roma Youth Academy product. loves the city, loves the colors, and he came out of retirement for one last dance because his club was in trouble. So this is sacha pyar, and dosto ye ek tarfa pyar hi hai, because unfortunately he's not been able to win any titles with Roma, but the reciprocation to is there from the fans. The fans love him. I just wish as Romanista he would have won one title, that's Scudetto. 2009-2010 का जो स्कुडेटो था, जहां पे रोमा लीड कर रही थी by 2 points, and Roma had beaten Jose Mourinho's Inter at home, overtaken Inter, and then on 25th April 2010 Roma suffered a shocking home loss to Sampdoria, which allowed Inter to overtake Roma, and that's how it remained at the end of the season. This is a good segue to the match that happened this weekend. Inter versus Roma. Roma away at the Giuseppe Meazza, San Siro. And probably this is, I would say it's a very rare occasion where Roma went in as slight favorites, because Inter were, obviously in a bad run of form after having lost to Bologna Serie A mein. Milan ke saath mein they lost the cup tie and crashed out of the semi-final of the Coppa Italia. So thoda advantage Roma lag raha tha. Inter obviously were missing Bastoni and Mkhitaryan, and it looked like the players were gassed. And with all due respect, they were obviously itna lamba season unka raha hai, so they were tired. And game ki shuruaat mein probably Inter thoda, I would say, started well, but Ranieri sat back and absorbed the pressure. Roma came into the game, and the number of chances that Lord Sir Brian Cristante and Lorenzo Pellegrini missed, अनफॉरगिवेबल. बहुत सारे गिल्ट एज इजी चांसेस थे. डॉबिक ने मिस किया एक काफी आसान चांस, पिसिली ने सेकेंड हाफ में मिस किया. इट वाज सो मेनी चांसेस वाज स्पर्न्ड बाय रोमा. इट लुक लाइक इंटर वुड स्कोर एन इक्वलाइजर अब, बट रोमा डिड होल्ड ऑन. मैं 2-3 प्लेयर्स के बारे में बात करूंगा. सबसे पहले मिलेस स्विलार, आई लव यू. He is probably the best replacement for Alisson Becker that we've got after so many years, after so many stupid bums that came in, from the likes of Rui Patricio. Chalo, first year to okay tha, but towards the end of his career at Roma, bum, absolute bum. Robin Olsen, Paul Lopez, I mean, God spare me, मैंने क्या पाप किया है to endure all these bums after Alisson Becker, यार. But Svilar looks like the real deal. I think one war crime that Jose Mourinho should be tried for is benching Svilar for a underwhelming Rui Patricio for so long. कुछ stats के बारे में बात करूंगा. I have my friend Wayne Girard, जिसका मैं tweet मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ इस वक्त. Most clean sheets by Svilar 14, third most saves 106, most minutes played tied at 3060 minutes. XG against is 42.26. Actual amount conceded is 32 goals. That is an incredible record, because you have Zeki Celik, as your right centre back over there. And Zeki Celik ki main baat karu to, he had a very good moment where he used his brain and played an offside trap. He was pretty okay, and I think he's sort of redeemed himself, in terms of his Roma career. Good choice as a backup right centre back, right back, not as your first choice for sure. If you want to be a serious top 4 contender, Zeki Celik का नाम फर्स्ट टीम में तो रहना नहीं चाहिए, with all due respect. एक और प्लेयर की हम बात करें तो है Mati Sule. He got the winning goal, and he came out and said to the press that it was Ranieri now who has helped him to settle, in his first season in Roma. काफी लोग उसको कंपेयर कर रहे थे to Manuel Iturbe, who obviously was brought in with a lot of fanfare, failed to live up, to the expectations, but we didn't want any Iturbe 2.0, so Sule getting that goal it means a lot. थोड़ा Sule का भी stats अगर मैं पढ़ूँ, he obviously had man of the match, winning goal, 6 key passes, 3 out of 4 successful crosses, 5 out of 9 ground duels, one by 2 successful take-ons, 4 tackles, 2 clearances. So you saw Sule play a game of total football where he was defensively, he was covering up, he was good, obviously got the winning goal, loves to dribble and, take his man on. You saw that quite a bit when he was taking on DiMarco and cutting in with ease from the right-hand side. So Sule earning the stripes. To just close off things, I would also want to talk about the penalty incident that happened. In my opinion, when I saw it in real time, the ref was very close. The man went 2 down. Evan Endika obviously had both his hands. Lekin agar ye mere club ke saath hota, to I would have been a bit pissed, but eventually, I don't think so. It mattered, because honestly, this game should have been buried by Roma. With all due respect, Roma should have, been out of sight 4-0 at least. Unfortunately, Roma did not take the chances, but here is that mentality that Ranieri has brought in, where Roma held on to a 1-0 lead to get all 3 points at the San Siro, which itself is a massive achievement. Even if this is a half-baked Inter who have one eye on the Champions League tie against Barcelona, despite all of this, it's a massive effort, and we are still in with a shout for the top 4. With that, we've come to the end of the video. अगर आपको ऐसा content पसंद है तो please like the video, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to my channel. Content आता रहेगा. We are almost there towards the end of the footballing season 24-25. So stay tuned for काफी सारा content stories that is coming up your way. I have a very special collaboration coming up next with a very surprise guest. तो उसके लिए definitely आप बेल नोटिफिकेशन ऑन रखना. जैसे वो वीडियो मैं शेड्यूल करूंगा आपको पॉप अप आएगा एंड तब आपको पता चलेगा. आई डोंट गिव इट ऑल अवे इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन. आई एम अजय मेनन. आई एम अ रोमानिस्टा. डाई रोमा सेम्प्रे. अंटिल नेक्स्ट टाइम, इट्स चाओ चाओ, अरिवेदेर्ची. तो कृपया कुर्सी के सेटी तो कृपया कुर्सी की पेटी बांधने के पहले